Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Berrier, you stated in your testimony submitted ahead of this hearing that we had previously expected China to double their nuclear stockpile by the end of the decade, but both you and Admiral Richard have now testified for the committee that the PLA is going to exceed that estimate. Why do you think the PLA is so rapidly building up its nuclear arsenal? Is it to defend its homeland, deter perceived regional threats, or to project power globally?
Senator Cotton, thank you for the question. Broadly speaking, China's rise has also included this massive military modernization. And in the span of capabilities that they have, the nuclear piece has been one component. It has been a priority for them. And I think they have racked and stacked that in the things that they think that they need to get done by 2030 or 2035. And so I think they have accelerated this as a deterrent, quite honestly.
Why do you state that the Chinese government tends to keep its nuclear forces in a launch on warning posture? And how is that a change from previous assessments of China's nuclear forces?
Senator Cotton, I think the Chinese military, through their modernization and training efforts, have undergone a lot of exercises where they try to understand what gives them the most viable capability the quickest. And I think this is an evolution of their training and doctrine.
Is China capable of arming its hypersonic glide vehicles with nuclear warheads? And if so, what kind of risk does that pose to the United States and our interests?
The answer to that question is yes, and that poses a significant risk.
Could you explain why it poses that significant risk?
The speed at which those weapons travel makes it very, very difficult to track in their entire trajectory. We could go into more detail, Senator, in a closed session.
As compared to a traditional ballistic missile?
Correct.
Okay, let's turn to Russia. You testified in your written statement that Russia now claims to have modernized over 80% of its own nuclear triad, including silent submarines, new strategic bombers, and an upgraded ICBM force. How does the Russian ICBM force now compare to that of the United States in terms of modernization?
Senator, I'd prefer to discuss that in a closed session.
Okay. Have the Russians created or fielded a hypersonic glide vehicle that's capable of matching up to a nuclear warhead?
Senator, they're in the process of doing that right now.
That pose the same risks that China's hypersonic glide vehicles, if armed with nuclear weapons, would, correct?
Yes.
Well, we're on the topic of Russia. In 2019, General Ashley indicated that Russia is violating the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. And last year, the Department of State reported that China may be doing the same. General, do you agree that it's important that we collect against and evaluate and inform our policymakers about our adversaries' adherence to or violation of international arms control agreements?
Senator, yes, I do.
And do you assess that Russia and China are violating the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty?
Senator, I would like to take that question for the record and get back to you.
Director Haines, do you have an opinion on that point?
Thank you, Senator. I think I don't believe that the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty is in force, but like General Berrier, I think it would be better for us to take it for the record and provide you a comprehensive answer.
Okay. Thank you both. Appreciate your testimony.
Thank you, Senator Cotton. Let me now recognize Senator Sullivan.